Gonna walk in the Spirit every day. Gonna walk in the Spirit every day.
I'm gonna stand in truth. I'm gonna be a light. I'm gonna claim my power day and night. I'm gonna walk in the Spirit every day. I'm gonna walk in love every day. I'm gonna walk in love every day. I'm gonna stand in truth. I'm gonna be a light. I'm gonna claim my power day and night. I'm gonna walk in love every day. I'm gonna walk in peace every day. I'm gonna walk in peace every day. In truth, I'm gonna be a light. I'm gonna make my power day and night. I'm gonna walk in peace every day. We're gonna walk in the Spirit every day. We're gonna walk in love every day. We're gonna walk in peace every day. Good morning.
Morning. Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. Our Unitarian Universalist friends came and visited us yesterday. And from that wonderful conversation with them, what do I think I learned? What? We're all the same. We have far more in common than we have differences in our world. And I believe that's true of even the people that we think they ain't like us at all. That we probably have far more in common with them than we think or we would even like to know that we do. So today, we welcome that each of you have something in common with the people in this room. And maybe you get to have coffee with them or lunch afterwards, and maybe you figure out a few more of those things that you have in common with them. So today, just hold in your heart, hold in your mind, hold in your intention that you're here for divine reason. You may know why you came here. There's a bigger, deeper, more profound reason that you came here. And that the person next to you has their own reason that may be just like yours and maybe seemingly is nothing like yours, but nonetheless still a divine purpose. So I welcome you here in that. And I invite you now, welcome each other. Just say hi to your neighbor. Oh, we got new stuff. Thank you. Let it be. Won't you join me in our opening prayer today? If you'd like to close your eyes and just be aware of where you're at. Feeling yourself seated, present here in this sacred space. Knowing that there is one divine source, one divine presence. This divine nature is the nature of each and everything. Every being, every place, every molecule is this same divine nature. And as we feel the rise and fall of our breath, that movement of molecules in and out of our body being infused and taken up by our body and utilized for our health, for our well-being, those molecules are that same divine nature. And as they join with our bodies, we have divine nature joining divine nature. And we're recognizing and honoring that the divine nature that is present each in every space, in all the corners of the universe, is that same space within us. That same divine nature. And that our wonderful month of June is filled with such rays of sunshine and warmth permeating us, that the permeating nature is divine. And that each ray that we feel upon our body is the ray of the divine shining forth upon us and reminding us that we too are that same shining nature, same divine nature, and that we radiate outward, and that others are blessed by the rays that we emit, and that there's a blessing for us, a blessing for them, and a blessing for all that exists in this wonderful divine experience we call life. And we say thank you for our recognition of this. Thank you for our opportunity to come together in union and to remember this. And thank you that we ourselves are here alive, living a divine life. And so it is. Amen. Our Christ candle we light in recognition that the divine that shines as a flame is the same divine that shines as a flame within us. We are not separate from this divine nature. We're not separate from this flame. It is our nature, our flame. And that candle is just our simple way of remembering that. Remembering that each of us light the way, not only for our own lives, but for others around us too. That we have a powerful nature that's showing the way, even when we don't recognize that we're showing the way for others. Our statement of being, we say that in recognition too of the divine nature that we are. So I invite you today to join me in this. Together, I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. Let it be and let it be peace. I'm a movie fan. Are y'all movie fans? Do y'all like to go to the movies? I love sci-fi and fantasy. I love idea. How many of you been to the Avengers Infinity War? I've never read the theater with people that were so famous. No spoilers on that. And so maybe we won't talk about that one today. But prior to that, I went to Thor Ragnarok. Anybody seen that one as well? As Hollywood does, they took some liberties with the actual Norse mythology. Imagine that. Because of the story of Ragnarok. In the story of Ragnarok, we have the gods that live in Asgard, and humans that live in Midgard. They know that a great battle is coming, and such a great battle that they also know that they're probably confidently not going to survive this battle. But they still prepare. But then they get the warning. Heimdall. Heimdall is the guardian of Asgard. He's the one that protects the rainbow bridge that comes into Asgard. And he blows his magic trumpet, and all of Asgard knows that Loki, riding the great ship of death and bringing with him the giants, are coming to do battle. And they meet on a great field, and all of creation comes together to battle. And it's an incredible battle. We see great beasts, great giants, but the great gods, as well as interspersed with that are the humans, all fighting for survival, ultimately. But, as all great battles may go, almost everyone perishes in this battle. And we're down to just a few of the gods left. And two of those are Heimdall and Loki. And they battle until they both inflict mortal wounds on each other. And as they're laying there dying, Loki's saying, I won, because I've destroyed all of creation. And Heimdall very eloquently, but my paraphrasing of his eloquent death speech is, not so fast. It's hard to keep a good god or a good human down. And ultimately that's the case, because as they die, all of the earth, all of the land, all that is the nine realms, Asgard, Midgard, all sinks below the sea and perishes. But that's not the end. It arises. There's still a few of the gods left. And they help bring two people together, and those two people populate all that's humanity. So the humans and the gods now continue on. It wasn't the end. There's a resurrection that took place. Heimdall, in this story, is a great guardian. And the guardians, whenever you're in mythology, are important because we sometimes think of guardians as they're protecting us from the evil. Okay? Guardians are often there for the heroes, because guardians, when they meet a hero, they challenge that hero. That hero usually has to pass them just like an enemy has to pass them. And figuring out how to get past, that hero becomes even stronger, even wiser in the experience. Any of y'all remember the movie Stardust? Had Robert De Niro in it. You remember this character, if you saw it? If not, this is a 97-year-old guardian of the wall in the story. And he's guarding between the city of Wall, which is in England, and over here, this mystical land. He is the protector of the portal between those two. And our hero, Tristan, comes up to the wall, And we can't see in this picture well. He's a 97-year-old frail guy having to use that staff to be able to stand up because he's so frail. And Tristan asks him, "Yeah, I'd like to get to the other side. Just let me get on past." And the guardian pretty much looks at him and goes, "I've been here for 80 years protecting this portal. Why do you think I'm going to let you pass?" And Tristan says, "Then I'll just mosey on through you." Of course, what happens? The guardian whoops his backside. No uncertain terms. Okay? So our young hero is put down quickly, effortlessly, by our nice, frail, 97-year-old guardian. And he has to figure out a new way. He has to get more clever so that he can move through. Our heroes in the myths and in the fantasies of our life always have a quest. They're always out to reach for something. They're on a journey for something. Guess who else has a quest and has a journey in their lives? Each one of us. So you know what that means? That means that each one of us is a hero. We're the hero of our own story. Just like these two fellas here. We look like we're just plain little regular people, but we're the hero of our own stories. And what's important on our quest is you may not care that Tam is searching for the golden fleece on his quest, but he cares. Just as your quest is important to you. It matters to you. So on your hero's journey, you're reaching for what matters, your purpose, your vision for where you need to go matters to you. And it's for each of us to recognize that we're the hero of the story, that we're not the villain that we may be told we are, that we may believe about ourselves, but we're the hero. And we get to be that hero. And there's a way to help support ourselves in being that hero in our life. This is from a great book. This is a classic unity book. Classic in that if you read it, it's just nothing but unity idea after unity idea, of which Frank Whitney pulled from every kind of source that you could pull from within unity. Most of us have never heard of Open Doors, but just a fun little read because there's so much crammed into these pages. Here's what Frank has to say. When you came into earthly experience, you came blessed with certain truths, armed with certain weapons, possessing certain safeguards. First, you have been taught that you should have no other gods before you, that you should believe in the omnipotence of God, the good. Have no other gods before you. That one seems pretty straightforward. Well, we have this one divine God, and we're supposed to align with that. That's true. But what are those other gods? Are they other religions? Are they other faiths? Or are they things that we put up on the pedestal that we make God-like in our lives? And what are those things? What are those? Possessions, money, finances, people, relationships. It's whatever. What was that, Bahrain? Food, yes. Ooh, that one hit home. It's whatever we put up on this pedestal, on our altar in our life, and we give it such focus and priority that it takes the place of our recognition of our divine nature. So it's whatever that is in our life. And all of us may find different levels of that on what we focus on, so that we're not finding that there's only one God in our life, God the omnipotent, the good, the divine mind, the universal divine truth and nature of us, but that there's something else we're simply giving more of our focus and energy and time to. Thus it becomes our false God for us. Frank also says that secondly, which you can do, is you have been told that you are created in the image and likeness of God. You are to carry this perfect image with you through all your experience in the world. The likeness of God implanted in you at the beginning is to be kept as when it was given to you, regardless of the likeness of things earthly. Charles Fillmore has another way of saying this. This is from Talks in Truth. Charles Fillmore wrote this in 1898. Okay? That's hard for me to jump back that far and think about Charles Fillmore writing in the 1800s. But this is from the Unity magazine, in which he says, man is his idea, meaning man is divine mind, a self-conscious entity, having in embryo all the faculties and powers of that from which it came from. In following the orderly path of its unfoldment, this man idea is in conscious mental communication with its source and knows what to do and what not to do in bringing forth creation. You have, from the moment you were, I think, an idea, much less conception, in coming into this world, came in with all the faculties and natures of the divine. All that was available to you, and that you continue to have that communication with Source, and you know what to do and not to do in the world of creation. That means you know how to create, but that also means that you know what you want to create and where you want to go with it, that is invited. It's right here, alive, within you, so that you're not separate. You have full connection with that. Perhaps we need to refine our ability to understand that, to hear that, but we're not ever separate from it. And thirdly, here Frank says, thirdly, you carry with you a shield, a powerful slogan, which will help you through many of your earthly experiences. And that is from 1 John, for the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Who's the one in the world? The whatever I'm seeing out here that I think is not godly, that's less than. My human nature that may be the nature of me that see things as small, as lacking, as somehow flawed and wrong and evil and bad. That is separate from that which is greater within you. Again, we're not separate from this divine nature. And this divine nature is greater and thus able to address and impact all of this in our world, in our life. See these two folks? What are they wearing? Capes! So they're heroes. Our heroes of the story, you, are not walking your journey alone. You may have your specific path, your specific quest. You may need to defeat the specific beast in the world. You may need to find that golden fleece. You may have something that's relevant to you in your quest, but you're not doing that alone. There are other heroes right beside you doing that themselves, reaching for their own quest. And in that experience, that means that we have a town of heroes. In our community right here, we are Hero Town. Each and every person here is a hero living the hero's life. Thus, in our community, what would happen if we recognized that we're in a hero town? And that when I see you, I recognize the hero that you are, and that you're walking a quest. You're walking a quest. And it's not for me to figure out how you're supposed to do that and why you're doing it and whether it's a good quest or not a good quest. It's your quest. And as another hero, then I honor your quest. I respect your quest. I might even look at, can I help you on your quest while I'm on mine? Because sometimes great heroes come together and walk the path as long as they need to support one another, and then until they step apart, separate, to be more specific in their quest. But in our hero town, that we're looking around and seeing that we are a town filled with people living the hero's journey. What would our experience be like if we spent our days recognizing that hero in the others? What would it be like for you? It would be like if others saw you as the hero. I get to hear someone this past week. They were on a hero's journey. They have their passion. They're reaching to strive for where their quest is taking them. And they had a guardian in the way in their life. And that guardian means, in some ways, they got their backside whooped. Okay? And they couldn't quite progress the way they thought they were going to progress. And they had to step back and regroup. They had to find a way to be a little stronger, a little more clever on reaching and continuing on their quest. While they were doing that step back, people came out of the woodwork to tell them why they should never have been on the journey in the first place, and why they should abandon it, and in some ways abandon all hope. Go back to what's safe. Go back to what's secure in their mind. Instead of supporting this person on their quest and saying, God bless you. Continue on. Maybe how can I even support you in continuing on? Instead of being, in some ways, another guardian in the way, trying to give you another challenge. Most of us can find ample guardians in our life without our friends and family stepping up to add to that bonus of being a guardian. We have the opportunity in our community here to recognize people as the heroes and to recognize that we are in Hero Town, and that as we do that, the people that come in here, that come to just check us out, find out what Unity of Little Rock is about, that we, in seeing them as the heroes that they are and embracing them in that way, we get to help them fulfill why they're here, what they came into this life to be. Do y'all know what you came into this life to be? Can each and every one of you say yes to that? Probably not. And that's okay. Can I do a commercial here? I'm going to do a commercial here. If you don't think you know your purpose, guess what's happening next weekend? A program called Experiencing Your Purpose. Finding that purpose. And if you have your purpose, how about how to continue on your quest in that purpose? How to be a little smarter and a little more clever in the way you approach that. And maybe even how to support others on their quest. That is right here for you, available. Beverly Pryor, I've learned and grown with Beverly Pryor. So I love the program she does. See Miss Jeannie back there, if you want to register for that. And if for any reason you think you can't afford that, go tell Jeannie what you can pay, and she'll get you registered for that. It's not an issue of what you can or can't do. It's you want to be there, you will be there. So that's my commercial. Because on the hero's path, you find a way to continue your journey, to support yourself in this quest. And that many opportunities present themselves. And that as a hero, you get to take advantage of those. If you choose to look, and you choose to accept, if you choose to say yes. Many a hero, their most important step is when they say yes to the quest. And that they keep saying yes, even when they feel beat down, tired. That the guardian seems much bigger and much more powerful than they are. We learned from Frank Whitney the guardian can't be bigger and more powerful. What is within you and me is the most powerful. And that on our quest, we can draw on that each and every moment of our existence to reach beyond this smallness that we sometimes have been trained to think that we are. Are you small? Think about that. Are you small? Are you insignificant? Sometimes it's hard in our lives to see the value that we offer. That doesn't stop us from having value and that we've been offering it just because we're challenged in seeing it about ourselves. What if you stopped right now in this moment? Who is someone that's grateful for you in their life? Today, yesterday, last month, 10 years ago, I don't care. Who is someone that's grateful for you in your life? I know you can come up with someone. If you can't, come talk to me afterwards, and I will help you come up with someone. Okay? For that one you can come up with, there are 10, there are 50, there are 100 more that you don't know. Maybe it was just the smile you gave to the cashier down at the Quick Stop that hadn't got a smile all freaking day. Right? And that you blessed them because they at least thought somebody has offered me a little kindness in this life. It can be that simple, or it can be as profound that you put your arms around someone and you love them when there seems to be absolutely no hope in their life. That the grief and the pain in their life seems so big, and that you show them that not quite as big. There are many opportunities for us to recognize we make a difference. We have value in our lives. Because guess what? A hero always makes a difference. A hero always, on their quest, is helping themselves, someone else, and usually, in some ways, an entire people, if not all people, in their quest. That's true of you, too. So what's our takeaway today? You're a hero. The person next to you is a hero. You have no other gods if you choose to have no other gods in your life. There's only one power and one presence. That you're created in an image. What is that image? It's God. It's the divine. And if you're created in that image, then you inherit the source that you came from. All the faculties, all that's available to the source is available to you. That there's no power greater in the world. There's only one power. And that no matter what the world presents to us, there's only one power, one presence in our lives. And that, lastly, what we take away from this is we live in Hero Town. And that as a community, our greatest gift for each other is recognizing that we live in Hero Town. And that I get to support you on your quest. And that maybe you support me. But at least I get to recognize that I see you on your quest too. And it reminds me that I am on my path, my purpose, my quest. And that nothing can stop me. Even the guardians in my life, even the Hemdalls that stand with sword and say, come on, see if you can. Right? Even when they look like they're a 97-year-old frail guy with a big stick he has to lean on. The guardians of our lives are just reminding us of the great heroes that we are and helping us refine the strength and the power and the presence that is within us and is ours. So this week, remember the hero. And remember, too, who's grateful for you? Who's grateful for the hero that you are in their life? Who is that? Maybe every day remember that. The close of every day remember that. Because the hero walking the hero's journey sometimes feels alone. But in Hero Town, if they bother to look around, they'll see that they're never alone. Because the hero does not walk alone. Because the hero carries the power and the presence with them every step of the way of their quest. And the ultimate quest for them is when they complete that, as they recognize their purpose was a blessing to the world as a whole, even in its smallness, even if it was catching that golden fleece, it made a difference in the world. And you, as the hero of your own story, make that difference. And so it is for us. I'm going to invite you today during our meditation. I'm going to read a piece for you. You're going to recognize this. But I want you to take into it the understanding that you are that hero. You can't be anything less. So as you settle in and you close your eyes, recognize that the breath is moving in and out of you is the breath of the divine. And it's this divine nature that fills the heart of the hero, that gives the hero clarity. Clarity to recognize that they're not alone. They have a connection to something much greater. And that connection is within them. They don't need to go outward. They don't need to go on the journey to find what is already within them. And as this hero, you're embracing that the strength, the power, the determination, the conviction, the cleverness, the opportunities, the wisdom, all that you need in this journey is already yours. It is for us to step beyond our illusions in life and our humanness and our day-to-day, to step beyond the fears, because all heroes have fears. But the difference is the heroes that reach the end of their quest step through their fear. And Marianne Williamson says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. As we move into the silence, take that bigness, the bigness that is within you, the hero's knowledge, the hero's courage, and in the silence, call forth that hero. Show you the quest, show you the path, show you the next step, reveal to you that which is yours as the hero to do. The hero has always been alive in you. The quest has always been your quest. The clarity is unfolding for you to see farther down the road, farther down the journey. For the hero has places to go, things to do, people to meet, lives to touch. As you bring your hero's awareness back to this space, aware of yourself seated here on these pews, in these rows, know that that divine nature that inspires the hero is your divine nature. And that you can untuck your cape and proudly show that your hero is willing to be revealed, willing and able and saying yes to the quest. And with your next breath, as you exhale and know that you're filling that cape with the breath of God. And as you're ready and your eyes open, you're opening with the clarity of a hero, using the sharpness of eyes to see, where do I go from here? What do I do from here? Do I need to be a little stronger, a little more clever? Or do I just need to be me, walking in this life, knowing that I am moving closer and closer and closer to the fulfillment of my quest, simply with each step. And as my eyes are wide open, I recognize the heroes around me and know that I am in Hero Town and that this is my home. And there is nowhere else that I will be more loved, more appreciated, and more valued. And so it is.
So this next song, which was selected without knowing what the talk was going to be about, this song is asking you to consider, what if the world was going to end? In other words, what if that great battle of the gods was going to, if you knew it was coming, would you do something a little differently? And just a reminder to be aware that it might be time to start your quest and be your hero. I've got a feeling the world, she ain't gonna end today, but what if we live it? Just live it as if it was. We'd set 'em reeling, wondering what had gotten into us. Some kind of crazy got up into our head. So touching the sky might be a chore. It's kind of high, why reach for more when we could just settle for what we've got? We might stumble, we might fall, we might not get there at all. So why try? Why try it all? I'll tell you why. 'Cause we're not meant to be nothing, we're meant to be something that all we desire to be. We all have a purpose, a true destination. You need to be you and I need to be me. We might stumble, we might fall, we might not get there at all, but we should try. Yes, we should try. Well, I've got a feeling that the world, she ain't gonna end today. But what if we live it? 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 Just live it as if it was.
I know I've pushed this a little hard today because I see heroes every day in this community. And it touches my heart. It also touches my heart in a way because I know that sometimes you don't recognize what you're doing, how impactful and how much it matters, how much it helps other people. Because you don't get to see it. Maybe because of where you're standing on your journey. Just like what we're doing here, the offering. That's sometimes hard for you to see, but it makes where it goes and it makes a difference. There's always a wonderful little monthly, quarterly expense out there on the bulletin board. So if you want to see that kind of place where the money goes, but know that just like the hero, that your money here makes a difference. It touches people in a way and impacts people in ways that none of us get to see all of it. We only get to see pieces of it. So in some ways, you're being the hero when you give your dimes, your nickels, your dollars, your tens, your hundreds, whatever it may be. So today, I invite you as a hero to take that money. Whether it's given online and you're taking in mind or you're holding in hand, this is your gift as a hero, knowing that it's going out on your quest and it's touching others' lives powerfully, potently. And join me in our affirmation. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Another Beatles song, which is not a Beatles song, correct? It's a John Lennon song. He was a Beatle. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Oh, you may say a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people living, sharing all the world. Oh, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Thank you. A nice Beatles day. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to thank my two backup signers. It did my heart good watching Tina and Pat signing that song with me. Thank you, ladies. That was really special. Thank you. Today is a board meeting after service. Today is a board meeting after service. We meet in the community room. Is that correct,
Yes.
board members?
Yes, that's correct.
Beverly Pryor is coming next week, and as Russ, if you had mentioned any more information we can get from Jeannie?
Well, okay, you can come and set it for $50 for the whole weekend, or if you want to come to just one session, I want to offer you $20, okay, so say I come for the whole weekend. What I would love to see everybody in conversation and working together, either on Friday night or Saturday, or from any one of the days. But if you can, I want to go there all weekend. It's going to be fabulous.
What time does it start on Friday?
It starts on, it's 6:30 to 9 on Friday. We're doing 10 to 2 on Saturday, so that will be all of your day. And then on Sunday, it's going to be 1 to 2:30 that day. So, those will be little sessions, and I hope to see you all. At least say one of them. But Beverly's really not packed. You like it. Oh, I love it. Absolutely. Right. I'm still reading the book, by the way. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, and we should see you after to register, is that correct? Sure. As Russ had mentioned 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry I wasn't here last week, so I'm a week behind. And for a while we did Happiness Rocks, and I have the rest of them over here. So the people that have done their rocks, please come and pick them up. Whatever's left here after service, I'm going to take and put them on my walking path on Tuesday, if you don't mind. So whatever's here, I already took mine and Chelsea's and put them in Mills Park. So I'm happy to take these along as well. So that's what I'll be doing with the Happiness Rock. And I want to thank Kathy Harvey for bringing that to us. Also, our next project that we're going to help us with our house is called Project Twin. You do have an insert in your bulletin. It has been extended 1 week. We're going to be collecting through the 24th, and then I'm taking them on Monday the 25th, so I'll collect everything. Sometimes people have asked me, well, what about used things? Because I know you keep saying new. So I want you to know that our house has been new. So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to separate, I'll have a bag of all the new stuff, but any other gently used stuff that you want to donate, I'm sure that they would be very grateful for, and I will also be happy to donate that and take that to our house as well. I know they will like that. On another note, Tam and I delivered the farm mats And the rest of the donations that were out there to the van organization, which we're very, very excited about getting that. The barn is ongoing, that back room has been painted, thank you to Bill and Pam and Russ and Jerry and Amy who came and did that. It's now all put back together. I have plenty of barn balls back there, I have plenty of bags. I need people to start crocheting and cutting up strips is what I need. So I want to thank everybody that's helped with that. And I'm done.
Well, thank you, thank you. And I want you to know, I took my happiness rocks to a restaurant at lunchtime and put them in the flower garden, and when I came out, they were already gone. So they were liked, and you know, I paint like a child, so the ones that are beautiful will really be appreciated. And I know Andre has something to share with us.
I just wanted to share and make people aware that the board hears you. And one of the things that we've been asked to do is be more open, be more accessible. One of the things we've done for quite a while is in the bulletin on the back of the bulletin, we list all the board members, our phone numbers, and our email addresses in the hope that people would contact us and let us know what's on their mind. So that's one of the steps we've taken. Starting today, another step that we're taking is there will be a board member available after service every Sunday, probably in the community room, to sit down and speak with you. So if you have something you want to bring to a board member, and you're rather not call or email, you want to talk face to face, at least one board member will be available every Sunday. We actually have a schedule for the next 10 weeks out, so that we can see how that works, whether people actually come to us or not. But we hear that you're asking for us to be more accessible, and these are two of the things that we're doing to be more accessible. So if there's something I'm here today, we're all here today for the board meeting, so if you have anything to bring to us, feel free.
Thank you, Andre. One more.
I forgot one more. And Tina's Spirit Group will be meeting on Saturday the 9th at 11 a.m. The problem with the following Saturday is wild, but unless you wanted it after that time, I guess, see, if you're, go ahead and go with it. All right, so it's called Science and Metaphysics. For more information, see Tina. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Would you join us in our closing circle, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Did we, no. Yes, our closing exclamation mark. Here we go. I do. So as Bill is getting lined up here, I want you to let your capes out. Let the wind lift them up. That great hero's pose of it flying backwards. For those of you that have, yes, that's exactly. Your Wonder Woman or superhero pose. That you're not just a hero, you are a superhero. There are those that know you as a superhero. So I invite us to just acknowledge that, embrace that, accept that, say yes to that. Okay.
We each have 12 superpowers.
That's right, we do. Yes. Yes. So, join me in our closing affirmation. Together, I am the light. Sorry, I blew that one. My bad. I lost my superpower on that one. One more time. Together, The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.